Good afternoon, everyone. We are about to get started. I see that the general has logged on. I will now wait for Nicole to take the controls, and we will begin the program. Nice. Welcome, everyone, to the 2021 Insurance Fraud Prosecutors Awards ceremony. I want to give a thank you to all of you for taking time out of your day to attend this program. Of course, we all wish that it could be in person and we could have a more proper celebration, but it is still a pandemic and we will do our best. A special thank you to Administrative Assistant Nicole Simmons and Assistant Attorney General Nina Bonner for putting together such a wonderful program. And I am especially pleased to introduce our Attorney General, Kabir S. Graywall, to bring you special remarks for today's program. General, turning it over to you, sir.
Thank you, Tracy, and good afternoon, everyone. I appreciate the invitation. As I was watching the beginning of the program, I can't help but think how good of a job OIFP does at everything, whether it's these presentations, the award ceremony, your annual report, the celebration that we had in person at Hughes. You guys really know how to put an event together, so kudos to you. And thank you so much for the invitation. I also regret that we can't be in person right now, but I'm optimistic that we're heading in the right direction and that we'll be together soon enough. But I am grateful that we are here, albeit virtually, together with colleagues, families, and friends to congratulate the many deserving OIFP award recipients. As I read about the award recipients that we're going to honor today, I felt an immense sense of pride and appreciation for all of your great work. I'm also grateful that we're joined today by Sherry Washington as we continue to honor Detective Daryl Washington by recognizing those that embody his character, his perseverance, and his spirit, as well as his commitment to excellence. So thank you for joining us this afternoon, Sherry, as well. To say that the last year has been challenging is an understatement. But despite the COVID-19 pandemic, OIFP's commitment has not faltered. You all have continued to investigate and prosecute cases while finding ways to stay connected to the public and to one another. And here again, another example of how OIFP does it better than others. Your newsletter, which I get as well, and I look forward to, has been a fantastic tool for all of you to stay connected. So thank you for doing that, Tracy. Thank you for leading these efforts, because those connections cannot be more important in these times. But we're not just dealing with COVID-19 alone right now. We're also dealing with, as we've talked about in other settings, a once-in-a-lifetime reckoning on issues of race and justice, a moment in which many in the public have lost confidence in law enforcement and the criminal justice system. But here too, I'm proud of the work that all of you are doing, that we in New Jersey are doing to lead the way to restore that confidence and to rebuild that trust between law enforcement and all the communities we serve. Each of you are doing your part in those efforts by doing your work without fear or favor, by doing your work to seek justice, not convictions. I had the privilege of seeing a video, I don't think it's been released yet, as part of our Inspiring Service campaign that Nina recorded. And that was one of the themes that she shared in that video, that we are here to seek justice, not convictions. And all of you exemplify that in your work. And you're doing your part in this moment to meet this reckoning that we're having on issues of race and justice by constantly adding to and doing all that you can to protect that reservoir of trust and credibility that we inherit when we embark upon our public service careers. You do that by doing things the right way each and every day, by seeking justice and not convictions, by not cutting corners, by bringing professionalism to your work. So I couldn't be more thankful for all of your efforts, not just the efforts of today's awardees, but all of you in OIFP for all that you've done this year under incredibly difficult circumstances. And I'm also thankful for all that you'll continue to do in service to the residents of our state. So Tracy, thank you for having me. I have to jump out now, but I wish you a terrific ceremony, and I look forward to hearing the reports, because I know it's going to be terrific, like everything else that you all do. So thanks, Tracy.
Thank you. Thank you, General, so very much. Take care. And now we are turning it over to Deputy Insurance Fraud Prosecutor Al Garcia.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. That is it. Congratulations. Today is a day of congratulations for really everyone, for all the hard work that you've done. I echo what the Attorney General said. We want to thank you. This is our award ceremony, and this is our way of thanking you and expressing our appreciation for all that you do. All right, so let's get to what the program is for. The Insurance Fraud Prosecutors Award. I'll be having the privilege of awarding the 2020 and 2019 award. Let's start first by a description of what the award is about. The IFP award was instituted to recognize exemplary team contributions in successfully fulfilling OIFP's mission. It is given to acknowledge efforts in those cases that resulted in dispositions that are consistent with OIFP's mission. The criteria include the size and complexity of the case, severity of the charge, length of the sentence or license suspension, amount of recovery, fine or restitution, and impact on the lives of individual victims and or the insurance industry. And it is my pleasure to announce that the Insurance Fraud Prosecutor Award for 2020 goes to those members of MFUCU, the Medicaid Fraud Control Unit, that worked on the JFK runner case. Now, why is this working on this case special, and why was it complex? Well, the JFK runner started with a tip. On the reverse of a typical drug transaction, there were people obtaining drugs from those to whom they were prescribed to and often paid for by Medicaid. There were collectors, runners, and then the pharmacist that was behind it all. From that tip to poll cams, consensuals, CIOs, CDWs, surveillance, and finally a wire, leading to the arrest of 19 individuals in the scheme and a seizure of $4.4 million. Even a spin-off investigation and another arrest and conviction. This is JFK Runner. And Michael Klein, who will be speaking immediately after me with regard to the 2020 award, the Assistant Bureau Chief for the Medicaid Fraud Control Unit, is here to say some words for the JFK Runner team.
Thank you, Deputy Prosecutor Garcia. I'm sorry we can't all be in person for this. This is really a momentous occasion for all of us and all the award winners. I feel a little weird speaking for all these fine members you see on the screen, since I only came into this case at the very end, right before bringing it to grand jury. But this case, there are some cases that are about prosecutors, some cases that are about investigators. This was primarily an investigative-driven case, and I can't thank the investigative team and the supports team enough for all their hard work and cooperation with other agencies to bring this great case to the point of where there was a wire, and then to the point where we received all these convictions and forfeited money. So I'd like to thank Prosecutor Thompson, Deputy Prosecutor Garcia for nominating all of us to receive this award on JFK Runner. And I'd like to thank everyone for their hard work, and each and every person listed on the screen right now deserves a very, it deserves, all the recognition that we can give them. Thank you very much.
Yes, and part of that recognition, I'm going to read their names off. The award goes to Civil Investigator Gabrielle Keane, Civil Investigator Analyst Marwa Kashef, Administrative Analyst Elizabeth O'Brien, Mafuku Detective Laura Parisi, Mafuku Detective Danielle Hahn, Mafuku Detective Paul Mcgrady, Mafuku Detective Michael Rosati, Mafuku Detective Little Trinard, the private side detective, Dawn Ryan. Also on the private side, Detective Janet Tai. Formerly from Mafuku, Detective Corey Fisher. Also formerly from Mafuku, Detective Celeste Ciolis. Also former from Mafuku, Sergeant Kevin Weinkoff. Former Mafuku Detective, Lieutenant Louis Renshaw. Former Mafuku Detective Susanna Lopez. The Mafuku Deputy Chief of Detectives, Rich King. Deputy Chief of Private, Anthony Butler. Mafuku DAG, Fernando Maldonado. And DAG Deb Conrad. She was formerly with Mafuku. Mafuku Deputy Bureau Chief Michael Klein, who you just heard from. Mafuku Bureau Chief Pete Sepulveda. DAG Leslie Ann Justice, who helps us with a number of things here at OIFP. And of course, another person who helps us with many, many things here at OIFP, Assistant Attorney General Nina D. Bonner. And they are the award winners for the Insurance Fraud Prosecutor Award for 2020. Great congratulations to everyone. All right. I wish there was some applause, but I'm doing myself. Congratulations to everyone. Now we'll move on to the Insurance Fraud Award for 2019, the Insurance Fraud Prosecutor Award. That award goes to Jennifer Menjivar and Wendy Berg for their work on the Samuel Ogunremi case. Now, why was this case special and complex? Well, it dealt with annuity fraud, which is, we know, is on the uptick in insurance fraud. And it was done by an individual in another jurisdiction who was alleged to have stolen the proceeds of an annuity policy issued by New York Life. The victim, a New Jersey policyholder, was unaware that Ogunremi had stolen $335,000 from him. Ogunremi did not take it by force. He took it by ruse from a bank in Georgia. Sergeant Wendy Berg obtained bank surveillance and records that unraveled the crime and gave an important blueprint for annuity investigations to come. DAG Jennifer Menjivar prosecuted the matter in court and obtained a conviction. DAG Jennifer Menjivar is here to say some words on behalf of the duo that received the award, the Insurance Fraud Prosecutor Award for 2019.
Thank you, Al. Good afternoon, everyone. Wendy and I would like to say thank you so much for nominating this case for the 2019 award. It is an extreme honor to have this case and our work recognized, considering the effort and resources that we put into it and the obstacles we actually did face in order to investigate and prosecute this case. From having to investigate a target that was based out of Georgia, to extraditing the defendant from Canada to Jersey when he attempted to flee the US after an indictment was returned against him, to detaining the defendant pre-trial, getting a prison sentence, and most importantly, obtaining restitution for our victim. Wendy and I pretty much had it all on this case. We learned a lot, and that's why we're extremely honored to receive the 2019 award for this case. And I would just like to end this with thanking you, Wendy, for your amazing work on this case. all of your great work honestly made my job prosecuting this case that much easier. So thank you again.
Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate it.
Right, I give some applause.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's truly an honor to sit before you here today and to be allowed to give a short synopsis of the Daryl Washington Award. Having known Daryl for 11 of the 14 years he was here, I can truly say he was a man of honor and a man of character. But most of all, he was a gentle giant who, if you knew him, you loved him. So with that being said, I'd just like to give a few words about the history of the Daryl Washington Award. And I'm honored to be able to introduce his wife, Sherry Yuri Washington. The Daryl Washington Award was established to honor the memory and the legacy of the late Daryl Washington. Detective Washington was a dedicated member of OIFP from 1999 until his death in November of 2012, 14 years with OIFP. The award is given to that member of the OIFP staff who exemplifies Detective Washington's character, as the general said, commitment to excellence, perseverance, and generosity of spirit. Detective Washington's widow, Sherry Yuri Washington, and family are in attendance with us today. And with that being said, I would like to pass it over to Mrs. Washington so she can give some remarks about her beloved husband and our beloved friend, Daryl Washington.
Thank you. I would like to thank Attorney General Graywall and Acting Insurance Fraud Prosecutor Tracy Thompson for continuing the Daryl Washington Award. As most of you know, Daryl worked as an investigator, as previously stated, from 1999 until his passing in 2012. During his time with the department, he was a dedicated employee who worked hard and he believed in the mission of the department. While he possessed strong analytical skills, I believe the one thing that he possessed, that everyone here who's being awarded possess, is the professionalism. Daryl loved his job. He loved going to work each and every day. And I believe up until the day he passed, he truly believed that he was going to be able to get well so that he could return to work. As I contemplated on what remarks to say to you today, I immediately thought about where we were 2 years ago when we had this program. We were in the lobby of the Justice Complex. The atrium was full to capacity and there was standing room only. I remember looking out from the podium and I was in total awe with the number of people in attendance. Today, here we are on Zoom virtually, and I must admit I'm totally in awe of the number of individuals logged on today, family and friends. It's been approximately 2 years since the last ceremony, and the world that we knew it has changed. However, what has not changed are the hard-working employees for the Office of the Insurance Fraud Prosecutor. I am sure that is why Daryl loved working here. He loved the camaraderie with his peers. Most importantly, he loved knowing that he was making a difference. He believed in the law and the fact that people had to abide by the law. And if they didn't, Daryl felt that there was justice that needed to be served. He was a humble, calm person who was constantly thinking of ways to make and give more to his job. Don't get me wrong, he loved his family, lacrosse, the Dallas Cowboys, as anyone who knew him. But he loved the satisfaction of walking in the doors of the Justice Complex. That love for him was like no other. I had many conversations with Daryl about his job, and he often mentioned one of the reasons why he loved his job is that no 2 days were the same. He loved making up his fictitious law firm, how we do it, and do we sue it and how. He loved the fact that when he completed a case, he gave 100%. Daryl had strong integrity and high morals. It was truly a dream for him, and he saw himself staying at the department until his retirement. To Detective Callahan and Detective Mcgrady, I know that you did not know my husband, Detective Daryl Washington, but please know that I know that he would be proud of you. First, of course, he would be proud that the award has continued, but he would also be proud because each of you have proven that hard work really does pay off. Each of you have faced challenges. However, it was your determination, perseverance, and confidence that made a difference, which is what each of you possessed that made you stand out from the rest. This year was hard, harder than probably any of us could even fathom or imagine. You had to continue to work in the adversity of COVID and civil unrest. And despite it all, you stepped up to the plate and you showed that each of you were better than the best while wearing your mask. You are commended for your outstanding performance, your service to the department. Your efforts at work have definitely made a difference. And before I present these two awards, I'd like to thank you again for keeping the award alive. And I also want to just take a moment to say that most of you know my son, Daryl, became a detective this year with the Department of Criminal Justice. And to say that it was a bittersweet understatement to say that it was bittersweet is an understatement. And if I had one wish, it would have been for his father to see him graduated. However, because I know that you all are his extended family and that collectively the Department of Criminal Justice looks out for everybody, as is evidenced by all the awards you're giving out today. So to each of the award recipients, I say congratulations. It now gives me pleasure to present the 2020 Daryl Washington Award to Detective Mcgrady.
Thank you, Ms. Sherry Yuri Washington. I just want to say it's a great honor and privilege to receive this award. I did not know Daryl Washington, but I've heard tremendous things about him, his integrity, his work ethic, and how he was as a person. These are things that I strive to live up to, and to be honored in such a way to your husband is truly amazing, and I'm truly grateful for it. I can't thank you enough.
Thank you. Thank you for your kind words. It also gives me pleasure to present the 2019 Daryl Washington Award to Detective Callahan.
Thank you, Ms. Washington. As Khalil just stated, this is truly an honor to receive this award. And again, I didn't know Daryl, but I work with a lot of people that worked with him for a number of years, and all the stories they've told me and everything I've learned about him, it is truly an honor to be seen in the same light as him and to have that same dedication and teamwork and just drive for the job. So thank you very much, and I really appreciate it. And I look forward to working with Daryl.
Thank you, and congratulations to everyone.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am here to present the Extraordinary Effort Award. The Extraordinary Effort Award was established in 2019 by Acting Insurance Fraud Prosecutor Tracy M. Thompson. It is given, when warranted, to an OIFP staff member who has made extraordinary efforts to get the job done under tremendous pressure with limited resources. Both of our recipients today are administrative analysts, and both are assigned to the class unit. That somehow strikes me as appropriate because I always think of the class unit as kind of Harry Potter land. It's a place where magic takes place. So our 2020 recipient is Cathy Cartagena. Cathy is a compiler and aggregator of case-related statistics, which are critical to the effective operation of OIFP. Cathy can give you your statistics on a quarterly basis, the fiscal year basis, the calendar year basis, and she can turn that request around in a heartbeat. We run on statistics, so our statistics are important to us. And that's among many of the other things that she does for the office. Cathy, congratulations.
Thank you so much, Nina. I'm really excited to accept this award and just appreciative that I was nominated for it. And I wouldn't be anything without my team at class, and I love OIFP, so thank you so much.
Great. The 2019 recipient of the Extraordinary Effort Award is Terry Worthington. Now, I work with Terry frequently because we are always trying to update the TO, the table of organization. So we're updating the TO on a monthly basis. I always miss something or make some kind of mistake. And Terry demonstrates such patience and good humor with me when I'm coming to her with the fourth revision of the table of organization. I just so appreciate it. And she is also a master creator of charts and graphs and any other kind of thing you need to really give your presentations a real pop. So Terry, congratulations.
Thanks, Nina. It's a privilege to be nominated. I appreciate it very much. Thanks.
Okay. Well, that concludes our award ceremony for this year. And now we're moving back to our acting insurance fraud prosecutor, Tracy M. Thompson.
Thank you very much, Nina. I have now the pleasure of introducing Chief of Detectives, Weldon Powell, for some remarks before we close. Chief Powell, are you on the line?
Yes, I am. Can you see me, Tracy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I just want to say, one, thank you, Madam Prosecutor, for hosting these awards. They're very important that we recognize our good talent. And for those individuals, excuse me, first, congratulations to all the award recipients. And for those individuals who did not receive an award, please know that we still recognize your contribution to the agency and your hard work. As many of you are aware, my roots began in the OIFP. It's a great place to work, and it's definitely a great place to start your career. I also want to say just a little bit about the Daryl Washington Award, and Daryl Washington, having worked with him. He wasn't just a good detective, he was just an outstanding human being. And he embodied everything that we look for in a detective when we're starting to recruit for detectives and hire detectives. And it's refreshing to see some of the award recipients receive this award that embodies some of the attributes that Daryl brought to the table. And one of those attributes was accountability and, like his wife said, professionalism. Daryl struggled sometimes with dressing down for operations because he was so professional, but he was definitely accountable and professional. And finally, he just embodied a great spirit, a spirit of compassion and kindness. And like the general said, in an age where there is difficulty with police-community relations, we need more Daryl Washingtons. And then finally, I just want to thank all of OIFP for their contributions and everything that they do every single day. It's not a day that goes by that I don't ask of DC Butler, can I borrow one of your guys? Can I borrow your analyst? So again, I thank you. I thank you to Sherry for sharing your husband, and everybody have a nice day.
Thank you so much, Chief Powell. And now we have come to the close of our program. Thank you all so much for attending. Happy Mother's Day to our mothers, and everybody have a wonderful weekend. OIFP, thank you so much for all that you do and all that you will continue to do. Take care, everyone. That ends our program. So you guys can check out now.
Congratulations, everybody.